Hey guys, Charles here. This week went fantastic. I couldn't be happier with this week's progress. Well, I mean this workout's progress. I started out with Highbar squats, 253 pounds, with an error that I made. Instead of doing simple minibands on each side, I accidentally doubled them. I didn't put two on each side. I just wrapped them around one more time, like if I were on bench, so that they would stay tight at the bottom and there's no loose in it. And that actually doubled the tension compared to the squats I used to do with only when I would only wrap them one time around the bar. So it doubled the tension, and I only realized this after the third set. I just told myself, fuck it, this is harder, but like I was able to do 3 sets with it. I can do 2 more sets of this, and I'm just gonna work through it, and it's just gonna make me stronger, you know, in the long run. This might make the difference between a PR and a PR miss, so let's just keep going at it. Felt super good. Lockout was super hard for once because I have a really good lockout usually. I usually have more issues in the hole of the deadlift, and it actually made the lockout really challenging, and it was pretty fun. I really love band work, honestly. It's very dynamic. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels really good. It's smooth. It feels better than like putting 300 pounds on your back here. It just feels better having 250 pounds on your back and just putting bands on it. I don't know, it's dynamic. Can't explain it, just feels good. So yeah, here I felt so confident with the set that I actually paused the last rep. Pretty solid pause, because at the bottom of the lift there was no issue. It was really at the lockout right here, struggling a bit. Pretty happy with this set, as seen on screen. Afterwards, I did some pause bench. My pauses are a bit short at the beginning of the reps. I usually take longer pauses the last 2 or 3 reps because I know they're harder, so I make them more legit, because I don't find really use of pausing the first few reps because of how easy it is. So I did, with 200 pounds, I did 4 sets of 7. Super easy. The first 3 sets were RP 7 for sure, and the last set was probably RP 8, maybe 7. I don't know if I could have grinded it, but it was so easy that I didn't even have to hype up before every set like I usually do when stuff is hard. So that's just to prove that I could probably gotten like a few more after each one of them because of how easy it was. The bulk is definitely making a huge difference. It's probably very similar to steroids. Just like going from like a super like deficit, like a 1600 calorie fucking diet to like a 3 or 4,000 calorie diet immediately is like insane how much it boosts your strength in like a week or 2, you know. You feel fucking amazing. It's great. So afterwards, after the squats, after the bench, I did some block pulls. I actually pulled my left glute here really slightly, like so slightly that at the end of the first set, I actually thought it was a really bad cramp because it really hurt. I just rolled it out with my foam roller, and then it just felt fine. I'm like, okay, I guess this is just a cramp. Probably didn't get enough water in or something, or salt, minerals, I mean. So I just rehydrated and just went back to it. I don't know what time at which rep it happened on the first set, but it's somewhere there. I've been really focusing, like I've been saying in the few videos, because of my hips shooting up. In this video in particular, I've just told myself, okay, we're going to stop adjusting things and foot placement, because my foot placement now is wider now, and I feel stronger like this. However, I have put my hips higher at the beginning of the lift, and it just feels so much better. I feel my back working much more, my lower back working much more, because I would just pull from a lower stance usually, and that would round my lower back, and I would never have any lower back soreness because I would push more with my legs. However, my back would be just like in discomfort and pain because of just like being in such poor position with like such a heavy pull. So I've just put my back in a better position, in a higher position. Yes, my lower back is being more worked, but it's actually sore now and not in pain, so I'm very satisfied with that. Uh, I made another error in this workout. The first error was, like I've said earlier, the bands that I've doubled over by accident. Here, I actually thought it was 3 sets of 10, like I usually did in the last 2 workouts. But this is actually 3 sets of 12 I've done. I don't know why I did this. It was just probably just a brain fart or something. But I realized it again after the second set. So I told myself, well, I got 2 sets of 12, and they were the second set was pretty darn rough. So I just told myself I could probably get the third set if I put my mind to it. You know, once again, like, this might be the difference between a PR and a PR fail. So if you can do it, why the hell not? I know it's not written in the program, but I'm pretty hard-headed like that, and whenever I see an opportunity to just like, oh, I forgot to do this, but I did more, so it's okay, right? I'll most likely take it. But the truth is, the third set I did realize it was 10, so I didn't pussy out and just say, oh, I'm just gonna do 10. I'm just gonna keep doing 12 because I can do 12. However, with the last set, since I was getting pretty hyped for the set, and this usually happens on many lifts, if I take ammonia mostly, my form tends to break down a bit because of just like not concentrating on the form more and just me getting hyped and just like having more of a gripping and pulling mentality. My hips would lower a bit more than in the first and second set, simply because I'm used to pulling like that, and I know I have to fix it. That's why I have to drill in my head that I have to start pulling my hips higher, and eventually when I'll be just used to pulling with a higher hip style, even when I'll be taking ammonia or just being really hyped, I'm going to be pulling in a correct in a correct form, so it won't be damaging my back or my glutes or whatever. Yeah, the last 2 or 3 reps were super grinders. Tiny form, no, well, quite a lot of form breakdown, honestly. But you know, you gotta push it sometimes. Sometimes it's the only way to get stronger, because just doing some perfect form bullshit week after week, and the moment your back rounds a tiny degree or just a tiny bit, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna stop there. Sometimes it's just not gonna work like that, and you're just gonna super stall. I don't think this is the most dangerous shit I've done. I don't think this is super dangerous. I mean, it's pretty controlled. Honestly, if you want to get stronger, you gotta throw not all of your form out the window, but I mean, sometimes you gotta just pull it, dude, and just get stronger, because sometimes that's just the only thing that's gonna get you stronger. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave you there. And I'll talk to you guys in like 2 or 3 days. Whenever my glute is gonna feel better. A day after, and it still feels like I would probably be fine to pull tomorrow or the day after. So that's probably when the workout's gonna be, either Monday or Tuesday. All right, guys. See you next time.